Hello and good morning. Today it is time to learn about time, and I'm so pumped because this is one of my favorite things in math, thinking about time and how much time passes and how to read time. So let's go ahead and get going. We are going to construct a paper clock by partitioning a circle into halves and quarters. And I can tell time to the half hour or quarter hour. That is what you're going to be able to say by the end of today. Make sure that you get out your piece of paper that says on the bottom, please use this for Ms. McFarland's video. I put it in your math packet and it should be in there ready to go. Have that ready, and on the side have some scissors out and ready to the side, as well as a pencil or a pen. Okay. So first, let's review how to use a clock. I am going to show you a really neat website that you will be able to use at home if you, for some reason, don't have a clock to look at, don't have an actual, circle clock to see or to play with, or even just the construction that we are going to make today. So watch this. With this link, I am able to show you, if I'm able to get it. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to select your grade 2, obviously. You're going to go to manipulatives, things that we can use, and you're going to put it down and see the clock. Once it's over here to the side, you can pull it on over, and it is ready to be played with or to be worked on. So by moving the blue hand, it moves the red one as well. So let's think about how we use this kind of clock, right? How do we read it? Where's the minute hand? Oh, it's at the 12. Where is the hour hand? Oh, it's at the 12. The minute hand is blue. The hour hand is red. So what time is it right now? It is 12 o'clock. And so when this minute hand moves all the way around the clock, it has been 60 minutes or 1 whole hour. When 1 hour passes, what time will it be? 1 o'clock, exactly, 1 o'clock. So if I have a half hour has passed, the minute hand is halfway around the circle and it stops right there. So what time is it here? 1:30. Only 1/2 of the hour has passed. If I continue for the time to pass, all the way back to the 12, another half hour has taken place and it is now 2 o'clock. So we can look at it as almost like a fraction. So 1/2 of the hour goes to the 30, goes to the 6, right? And then another half of the hour goes all the way back to the 12, and then a whole hour has passed. So when we read the time, if the blue hand is down by the 6, if the long hand is down here, it is a half hour later, and we can read this as 2:30. We can always say that this, whenever it's down here, is 30, okay? So let's go back to our PowerPoint. You are going to cut out the circle on the dotted line, and let's just start with that. Everybody start by taking their piece of paper and cutting in the dotted line, not the big black line, not the dark line, but the dotted line next to it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I've cut it out on the dotted line on the outside, not on the dark line. And do you see how these little lines are here? It should be the line that is straight across. That is your top. And the line down here that is straight across, that is your bottom. Or the other way around, the one that's straight here or one that's straight here. They just need to be straight across so that we can write on it like a line, okay? So we want to fold this clock in half along one set of dotted lines, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose that line that I just have right there. I'm going to fold it in half on that line and making sure that I'm folding it and I can see through it a little bit, and I'm folding it on that line, not messy, folding it along that line, okay? So once I've folded it in half like a little taco along those lines, what we're going to do is I want you to unfold it and look at it. How many equal parts do you have now? 1 equal part, 2 equal part, 2 equal parts. And what fraction is each equal part? 1/2. Absolutely. This is 1/2 and this is 1/2 and we have a 1 whole. So let's trace along the folded line here to clearly show the 2 halves, okay? So I'm gonna draw straight down on that dotted line on our fold line to clearly show that we have 2 halves, okay? What number would we put on the top of the clock? What number goes on top? Do you remember from what we just said? 12, exactly. So 12 should be right at the top of the clock, just like so. And what number is at the bottom of the clock? Do you remember? 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is at the bottom of the clock. So make sure you've got a nice 6 on the bottom. So this is what it should look like. I want you to fold your circle on the same fold again, just like we did on the same fold, the one that we just did, okay? Now I want us to fold it again in half, folding it over like so, okay? So making sure that it's on the line. There is a line there. It should be a line there. And that it's not too messy and that it's nice and even on the edges. And make sure you got a crease. Unfold the circle. And what fraction is each part now? How many parts do we have? We have 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts, 4 parts. So we've got it divided up into fourths. So what fraction is each part now? 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. Nice job. So let's trace along the second folded line right here. Trace along it, okay? And let's fill in the numbers on each end of our second line. So on that second line, right after the 12, what is the number that we put over here? What is the number that we put over there? I can say starting with 1. 1, 2, 3. 3 goes on the end of that first line. And then on the other side, does anybody remember what's on that other side? We've got 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Absolutely, that is a 9 over there. Make sure you've got your lines on those dotted lines and you've got your numbers on the end. It should look like this. So once we've got it like this, we've got it nice with our 12, 3, 6, and 9. I want us to cut out and detach the hands of the clock. You're going to cut out the arrows of the hands super nice and neatly. Go ahead and do that right now. All right, hopefully you've got your small little hands all nicely cut out. And the thing about these is I do not want you to lose these because this is an important part of telling time, okay? So if you need to go get a Ziploc bag or something to put it all in, go ahead and do that. But for now, you can leave them free because you're going to be moving them around and working with time with them, okay? So let's go ahead and think about it. Let's practice telling time to the quarter hour. You can go ahead and go to the virtual clock whenever you want to, but this time I'm actually going to do it on my own little fancy dancy clock, okay? So it's just gonna be me and you. Let's do it, okay? So when we're working with time and when we're working on the quarter hour, a lot of times people say a quarter to or a quarter till the hour. Okay, so that's one of the ways we get the name. A quarter of an hour is 1/4. Think of there are 4 quarters in a dollar, right? We just worked on that when we were doing our money. So if there's 4 quarters to a dollar, there is 4. Yes, there's 1/4 every quarter, and there are 4 1/4s in 1 hour, right? And so if we think about telling time to the half or quarter hour or something like that, this is 12 o'clock, right? Show me 12 o'clock on your own or on your clock as well, using your small little hands. Everything should be at the 12, right? So now move your minute hand to the 3. Move your minute hand, your long hand, to the 3. What fraction of an hour passes when the minute hand moves from the 12 to the 3? A quarter, 1/4, right? 1/4 of the hour passes. And so that a quarter past 12 is at 3. If it moves all the way down to the 6, bum, that's another quarter of the hour that has passed. But in all, that is 1/2 of an hour that has passed, right? That's 1/2 hour, or 2/4 of the hour, which is how many minutes? How many minutes is 1/2? 30. 30 is a 1/2. It is 2/4. And we know that 15 is 1/4. So if we keep going, where does the next quarter hour end? Ding, 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 ding. At the 9, exactly at the 9. And so that has been 1, 2, 3/4 of the hour has passed, right? 3/4 of the hour has passed, and it is on the 9, right? If another quarter of the hour has passed, it is all the way around. It is 4/4 or 4/4 of the hour has passed, okay? So when we tell time, we usually call it a quarter to the hour. So if it was back at the 9, this is a quarter to 1. It is almost 1. Or if it's on the 3, we would say it is a quarter past 1, because it has passed 1. It has gone past it, right? And it's a quarter past 1. When it's down here, we don't normally say 2/4. We say 1/2, right? Because that's a 1/2 of the circle that has been done, okay? So before I finish up, I'm going to share my screen one more time so that we can write the missing numbers on our clocks. Since we're only doing a quarter hour and half hour today, all I want you to do is do that 9 and the 3 on there, but we need to fill in the minutes. So we have our parts of the clock. We have the 12, the 3, the 6, and the 9, but I need to see you put the minutes next to it so that we can remember it, right? So if we fill in the missing numbers, each little mark on the side of the clock means what? Each little mark that you've got here, on here, this itty bitty lines here, those mean 1 minute, right? So how many minutes are between one number and the next? In between, say, 12 and 1, how many minutes are there? You can even count it. There are 5, right? There are 5 minutes in between there. So we can skip count by 5s. Absolutely. Let's count by 5s to label the minute for every quarter hour. So we've got 12. We're starting with 0, right? So 0, 5, 10, 15. I want you to write a little itty bitty 15 on the outside of your clock. Write an itty bitty 15 on the outside of your clock. We're going to keep going around. We're at 15. So 20, 25, 30, 30. We already knew that 30 minutes at the very bottom. We're going to write 30 on the outside of that little clock. Then we're going to keep counting. 35, 40, 45. 45 minutes. 45 minutes should be, oops, this way. 30, 35, 40, 45. 45 on the outside of that side of the clock. 50, keep going, 50, 55, 60 or 0, 60 or 0 on the top. It is both 60 and 0 minutes at the very top, because that means it's 1 whole hour, right? So when the minute hand moves through all 4 quarters, we've completed what whole unit? 1 whole hour, right? And so on that clock, how many minutes past the hour is this? 15. And if we move around more, 30. And if we move around more, 45, right? As we go around the whole clock, and it'd be the fraction each time would be 1/4, 1/4, or 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, which makes 4/4, right? So I want you to go ahead and on your clock, practice making different times. Practice making all these different times on your clock, and then you're going to go ahead and have your exit ticket time. You're going to draw the minute hand. I don't want you to move the hour hand. Don't worry about the hour hand. I want you to make sure that your minute hand is going to the right place. So 7:30, 1/2. Think about 1/2. 1/4 to 3 is going to be before 3. a quarter until it hits 3, okay? So think about it, it's before 3. What would that be if it's 15 minutes? 15 minutes before 3. All right, go ahead, try your best. We will keep working on time for the rest of this week.